So you think that within a couple of years, things will go back down or just slow down?
Well, I think they do. I mean, part of me sees it as like, well, we've introduced so much money to the market now.
Yeah.
When your expenses go up, it's hard to bring that back down, especially for a business.
Yeah.
When you start paying more, you can't say to people like, all right, well, inflation's down now, guys, so we're going to pay you 5% less this year.
Yeah.
You that's now your new baseline.
Yeah, wages aren't going down.
So you have to factor that in your cost at the end of the day. I'm worried that sometimes a lot of these manufacturers will get accustomed to, well, we were backed up and now but people were paying these prices. So let's just keep them here now, because why would we lower them? Now, Kevin argues that, well, they can't all agree to price fix and keep their prices the same if their own costs go down. So there could be a point where they get more efficient and they start undercutting each other and things come down. But I'm almost thinking that could take a while or longer than we expect to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we keep printing money, right? Interest rates are still super low, so more dollars keep entering our economic circulation. So it's going to have to do something, unless we do the opposite of an increase in the monetary supply. I mean, it's going to be hard to kind of see the inflation go away. So what about the stock market? Because I know you've made videos about, worries about stock market crashes. And a lot of people are worried because they hear thoughts about inflation. They say, okay, inflation may or may not be a real concern. But let's say it is. If it is a concern, then I should move my money to something like stocks or maybe crypto or real estate. But the worry is these asset classes are at their highest. Like the stock market is at the highest ever. I mean, so what do you do? I mean, are you worried about the stock market crashing?
Not really. Honestly, I remember everyone was concerned when the S&P hit like 3,300, or it was like 3,400, I think it was. So the S&P hit the high of what it was before COVID, and everyone was like, "There's no way we should be at a high," because everything just happened. We have like mass unemployment. Why is the S&P 500 trading? It's gonna crash. And that was another one of my examples where it's like I'll reinvest just to prove a point or just for content in a way. But I put $100,000 in the S&P 500 at its all-time high.
Wow.
As proof that, like, guys, long term it's not going to matter. 66% of the time it's going to be better to do this. So if you have a 2/3 chance at making money, you should take that every single time. And looking back, I wish my only regret is not having invested more.
Yeah.
But now who knows if it could go back down to that. I have no idea. But consistently, the market has whatever I think is going to happen doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And if you think the market's overvalued, it's going to keep going up. And if you think it's undervalued, it's going to maybe go down. So I just think long term, the best thing that you could do is just keep buying in, diversify, and don't look at the prices. Because I remember so many people when the S&P hit like 2,300, they're like, it's going to go to 15. It's going to keep dropping. Yeah. And I saw so many people not invest because it's going to get worse. And the market started going up. And they're like, it doesn't make sense for the market to go up. Why is the market going up? It's going up because those people are stupid and it's about to drop. And it kept going up higher. And they're like, just wait for the crash, wait for the crash. And then it's higher than before.
Yeah.
Well, now it's too high. Now I would be investing higher than I would have back before this whole thing. It's gonna crash, and it keeps going higher.
Yep.
And it's like, all right, fine. At what point do you just finally have to admit you're wrong? So ultimately the reason I'm not worried about really anything investment related is because I've diversified fairly equally in a way that I've invested basically 50-50 between real estate and stocks.
Okay. I
have enough cash on the sidelines for if something comes up, I could jump on it. I have crypto. And between all of those, if something happens to one of them, I'm not worried about the others. And I live so well below my means that even if the market goes down, there's still enough that I won't have to worry about that. So I've spent 13 years building up. So that wasn't something that just like happened overnight, but there's 13 years of strategically buying things that I think could help and add. It's like solidifying that fortress where it's like, first I got real estate and and that was consistent rental income, regardless of what happens to the market. Then it was stocks where it's more liquid. It's cash to make sure that, I'm hedging against everything else in case something happens to me.
Yeah.
And then there's crypto just as a more speculative play that maybe I could take that risk. So
you're well positioned no matter what happens. And if things do go down, then you have the cash to go in and buy more.
Yeah. The biggest risk I would say is probably with the YouTube channel, but I've accepted that that's just part of the the
Are you worried
job.
about YouTube? Like you're worried about, your channel, something happening?
There's always. I think, at least for me, I'm always vigilant about, because I got a notice even that my channel was scheduled for deletion by mistake. Do you not see this?
No, I did not see that.
Oh, you got to watch my channel.
I do watch some of your videos, man.
Right.
Tell me about that.
Okay, so this is like 4 months ago. I logged in YouTube and I got a notice that said my channel had been flagged as spam and was going to be deleted. And I think it was like 14 days. The whole channel was going to be down. I freaked out. I'm like, what do you mean it's spam? Why is it a spam? And I thought, like, what did I do? Like, was I spamming something? Was I doing something I shouldn't have done?
Yeah.
And so I reached out to somebody at YouTube and they were looking into it. And they said, yeah, no, it's weird. Your channel is flagged for deletion. And so they looked into it. And then after a few days, I was panicking these few days, but I was also like, well, if it happens, then like this is meant to be. Like this is out of my control. What can I do? So anyway, a few days later, they got back to me, and the spam comments where it's like people impersonate you in the comments. They're like, DM this number.
Yeah.
I joked on someone else's video. Me, Kevin posted a video or something, and I commented, and someone else commented back and said, haha, this is actually Graham. He's not the bot. Because so many people pretend to be me as the bot comments. So then I responded back to that person. Thank you for your inquiry. Please text Mrs. Johnson at, and I did that like it was as a joke.
Yeah. But
apparently that was enough to pick up YouTube's spam filter, and they're very strict about that to the point where they just start deleting channels now after 14 days.
Oh my God.
So my channel got mixed in with that. But it's stuff like that that you just never know. I mean, stuff that you wouldn't think about that's outside of your control. So there's always something. And I just seen so because YouTube is all I watch basically.
Yeah.
And I've just seen just different things happen to creators. Algorithm changes were a big one. Things go in and out of style, like Amazon FBA back when we really first started, like those were the channels that got big. And then 2017, for 6 months, it was crypto channels.
Yeah.
And those are the channels. And then they just got decimated when crypto went down. Yeah. They all disappeared. And so I've seen so many waves in YouTube that I think it's so variable that like every month I'm like, all right, I'm like, all right, this is it. This is the last month.
Yeah.
Just because you never know.
Wow.
So man. I treat it like that, but I've made sure to at least diversify within YouTube. So just like I have investments.
Yeah.
And I've diversified those investments. I've also diversified my channels. So I got like the main channel. That's like the bread and butter. But then I also have the Graham Stephan show where I do reaction content. It's a different audience now than the main channel. The people who watch the two are more so separate, which is not something that I would expect in the beginning, but they're separate audiences. And then the Iced Coffee Hour podcast, that's a separate audience. Then the vlog channel, that's pretty much the same audience, but it's another channel. So I've definitely tried my best to diversify within YouTube so that if something were to happen to one of them, I have something else.
Wow.
It's a different audience that just in case.
Wow. So you're on camera, like pretty much when you're awake, you're on camera.
Every day I do something. Yeah.
That's amazing, man. Yeah. Well, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
People are loving it. Our audience loves it. I appreciate you taking time out to do this, man.
Yeah, this is fun. I'm glad we did this early. It got me up earlier than expected.
Exactly, man. Got your coffee going. I don't drink coffee. I drink tea. One question I do got to ask you, though. Yeah. Do you like guac? Are you a guac guy?
I do, but it's the extra money.
Yeah?
It's too expensive.
Well, we call extra guac a symbol of extra wealth.
Oh, wow.
I never asked you, but I figured I'd ask you on camera so we'd know the answer.
Yeah.
And it's getting more expensive.
It is. Like, I think Chipotle now is... you know what it was? I went to Subway the other day.
Yeah.
And before, I think it was like 75 cents. And this was like 2006, the last time I really started going to Subway. But it was like 75 cents per 6 inches of avocado.
Per 6 inches of avocado.
Yeah. Now it's $1.50.
Wow.
So it's $3 extra if you want avocado on your sandwich. And I'm thinking, well, these are dollar avocados that you buy
exactly. You got four servings right there.
Yeah, and they use half an avocado per foot long. So I'm like, you should be able to just go buy it yourself and put it on yourself.
I feel you.
I've been tempted to go to Subway if I do that and be like, here's my avocado. Can you
put it on?
Can you just do this, please?
If you enjoyed this short clip from my longer videos, here's another clip that I think you'll love. And while you're at it, if you're interested in learning more about how to start generating passive income, our team put together an amazing guide that goes over what passive income is, how to start generating passive income, and different passive income strategies. All you got to do is click that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.